Hey, welcome back to another edition of Dave Learns AI. I am Dave, here with my co-host.
Tribble.
Tribble is here to teach me some stuff about AI. What we're going to talk about today in today's episode is about digital clones, right?
Digital clones and digital ghosts.
Ooh, I have never even heard that term. This is awesome because the reason why we do this is so that people can be like me and learn not only the terms, but the technology and then the usage of things that could potentially be helpful for you in whatever aspect of your life that you need some help with. So,
We like to do it in layman's terms, so the average person watching this, you don't have to be too technical. You can understand what we're talking about, and you are that average person. I mean, you just in this particular.
You're so average, dude. You are average. You know what? You're right. I am average.
No, you're above average, but especially with the capris.
Anyway, so Tribble, I would like to say you and I went and visited a client last week.
Yes.
Had some good time with the client. We actually went to a baseball game.
The Clingstones down in Columbus.
Columbus Clingstones. One of the things that I thought was very interesting about that experience was watching how people gravitate to your aura. What is it about your aura that brings people in?
I feel like you might be overselling it.
I don't think so, man. I watched you in action without even trying. Like, what is it about your aura? I mean, your mom must have told you at some point, you're a special kid, Tribble.
She did tell me that, and she's the only person to tell me that.
No, that's not true.
Our clients are big Clemson fans, and I played football at Clemson way back in the day.
Yeah.
And so I was on the team, and so them being big Clemson fans told their even bigger, they had two boys. They told them about having a Clemson football player come to the game with them.
Yeah.
And so I think that had a little bit to do with it. I don't know.
Maybe for those two kids, but not the 23 other ones that were following behind us as we were trying to leave the place. I think everybody was like, who is he? Who is he?
I don't know.
Is he Chris Evans? Is that Chris Evans?
They thought that I should have been a retired Clingstone player and that I should be, definitely not on the team anymore because even though I look like it, I look like Tarzan, play like Jane. So kind of lost the
Have
edge.
you ever gone as Captain America for Halloween?
Yes.
I would imagine.
Every other year.
Really?
Thor, Captain America.
Oh, Thor, shut up. Get over it. No, I'm just kidding. So, all right, we're going to talk about digital clones. And one of my first questions is, can anybody really just make a clone of themselves like right now?
Yeah, it's important to tell people too. We have the clones that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the ghosts, which is something that I've been learning about recently. And by the end of this episode, people watching will truly understand how to create their own digital twin. And they'll also understand how it's important to protect that intellectual property so that if they do pass, 50 years down the line, they want to make sure that that's all buttoned up, and we'll get into it.
Oh, please, because I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, for sure.
So go ahead.
Digital twin.
Tell me about it.
So it's also called your AI avatar.
Okay.
It's super simple to create. It's basically used for people who are not good on camera, but that need to be good on camera. We have a couple clients like that. Like, I don't want to be on camera. All right, we'll make you a digital twin. Then you can tell anything and everything to everybody at all times.
Hold that thought for one moment.
Okay.
So when you say avatar, I think about when you would create an avatar like on a game, like on PlayStation, or even the avatar on your phone, and you get a photo that somewhat represents what you may look like or whatever. But avatar now is so different because it can be the exact same version of you.
It is literally you.
It's so insane.
There's nothing, and it can be mistaken for people. It's hard to tell the difference, whether it's you talking or whether it's your digital twin. And the technology's only getting better.
Yeah.
So the process to create this, who's it for? Is for people who are not comfortable on camera that want to be on camera, that need to be on camera. It's also good for people that want to scale who they are, like CEOs that want to be everywhere at once. You can put out an infinite amount of videos just because your digital twin already lives in this universe to where it's there's no limit. It's infinite.
One case I'm thinking about. So I'm the CEO of UPS.
Yep.
And I need to do a message to all of my drivers. Instead of having to hire a film crew and finding a place and setting up lights and finding a script and doing all this stuff that would take tons of money and tons of time. You literally can take that digital twin, send it a script, and boom, have it produced any way you want and have it sent out in the same day.
Dave, it can personalize each message to say whatever the employee's name is, say, hey, I hope you're doing great, their kids' names. You can tailor each message to where that CEO is telling that person, and it feels like they're speaking directly to them. So let me tell you about the process of doing it.
Sorry.
How easy it is you can do it just from your phone. There's a couple of apps out there. There's a bunch of apps in video. We've used captions. There's another, Higgsfield is another really good technology with it. All you have to do is film yourself talking, whatever clothes you want to wear, however you want to dress up. Talk for 2 minutes. It captures your voice. It captures your mannerisms.
Talk about anything.
Talk about anything.
Okay.
Usually it gives you a script of something to read, so that it forces you to do different inflections.
Yeah.
And then after that, all the apps take about 5 minutes to basically create your avatar.
Yeah.
And then it is literally there ready to tell anything, whatever story you want to tell, it is sitting there in cyberspace.
Do you have one?
Yeah, do you want to see it?
I do. I don't know if we can get it on camera, but...
Okay, I did this before, so you'll see it, my digital twin. We probably should come up with a name for him. But here he is.
AI ghosts created from our online data could interact with the living long after we're gone. These digital entities raise ethical questions. Will they bring comfort or nightmares? As AI advances, we're redefining life and death itself. Are you ready for a future where the departed never truly leave? The future is here, and it's hauntingly digital. Imagine a world where AI ghosts, created from our online data, could interact with the living long after we're gone.
Oh.
These digital entities raise ethical questions.
I think it just plays
twice. Okay,
yeah.
So you get the point.
yeah.
I kind of had a little bit of a Midwestern Green Bay accent, a little bit there on that one. So, but that was just one shot. I mean, you can refine it a little bit, and after a couple renditions, you'll have the thing exactly like you are.
Why would a non-famous person want to have a digital clone?
Well, it's people that want to tell stories. Yeah. I mean, if you ever want to, it's in business and marketing, it really helps to hear from the founder, the owner, the person that people, go to that business for, especially small businesses. So if you want to multiply your amplitude and basically be able to talk to anybody, put out content without having to set aside time to film it every week.
Yeah.
You've created your twin, then all it takes is a couple strokes of the keyboard.
Tell me about the ghost.
All right, so ghosts it's for your digital twin. You don't necessarily, ghosts are going to be whether you created a digital twin or an avatar or not. Ghosts are something that we need to be careful of and start thinking about, and there are a lot of smart people that are already starting to think about this, about having a footprint that people can go and create who you were, everything that you represent, who you were through your personality. They can scan and comb and grab text messages, video, everything that exists in cyberspace. They can grab and create the entity of Dave after you're gone.
Why would anybody want to do that?
Well, take famous people like Michael Jackson.
Okay.
If he had such an impact while he was living,
which he did,
which he had a huge impact.
Yeah.
Having him be able to continue to create and to continue to impact. You have teachers, you have historians. If an AI can basically create a ghost of someone that is pretty close to who they were, then it's, it basically get to live with the best people that made the biggest impact on us as a human race. You can keep them in infamy. You can keep them going on forever. There are some drawbacks, though. The other thing, too...
I could think of a ton of drawbacks.
A ton. But one of the good things is if you are struggling with grieving for the loss of a loved one,
yeah,
you can create that entity to where you can talk to them.
But that's not real. That's a false sense of... suffering, or recovery or whatever. I could imagine there would be people who can't let go of somebody who's passed, and they would continue a conversation with it. It's interesting. It brings up a lot for me. My dad died. He was 59. I was in my 30s. He was very young. And for a long period of time on my phone, I had a voicemail of him. So it was his voice. or I could call his phone and hear his voicemail or something. I don't even know if that was what was the case, because, gosh, he died before cell phones were really that.
But you had a little artifact of him
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you could
yeah,
go
yeah.
to that would make it feel like...
Or I'll go back and look at a video or something like that. But what you're saying is now what we could do is we can actually create something that we can have ongoing conversations with somebody who doesn't exist any longer.
Correct. And that can be healthy if it's done to help the grieving person to maybe in the moment, or that maybe over the course of a couple weeks or a month, or that helps them get through it. Now it gets a little bit dicey when you think about this person is holding on way too long and they're still having 2-hour conversations with their dad that passed away into like 3 years later.
Would you want your mom talking to your digital twin after, let's say, something awful happened to you? How would you feel if your mom continued a relationship with your digital twin as opposed to grieving the loss and moving forward in her life?
I would like to, let me just state for the record that I think that there needs to be big time guardrails on this.
Yeah.
Because it can be, there's so many emotions involved. Yeah. With this, and AI is the one thing that it's not really great is the emotional aspect. I mean, maybe it'll get there in the next couple of years, but right now, and having my mom be able to talk to me, first of all, I don't think she would even want to, because she's not she didn't grow up in that age with the tech savviness of it all.
Yeah.
So long as there were guardrails where it's kind of like this understood thing where you get a certain amount of time, hey, for 3 months we'll allow you to talk to this entity, and then it dies forever, which kind of goes back to the fact that how do you architect this? Who's in charge of this entity? Who's in charge of, let's say, the famous person's, of their creative, like whoever is in charge of it? It's kind of like artists having a record.
Yeah, I mean, somebody could literally take a conversation with Michael Jackson, create a digital twin, and then utilize his voice, and then with AI generate new music.
Yep.
And release it, but not have anything to do with Michael Jackson. So not have any, not being a relative or not, be a family member or whatever, and just capitalize on somebody else's image and likeness.
Right, which is why, where do you store all this information? Where is it all going to get stored to where it's kind of locked up to where no one can have access to it, to where they can abuse something like that? The other thing is to think about is, what if it's not exactly like the person was? What if I'm using it to grieve through somebody, or I'm using it to play a new song from someone who's been passed away for 40 years? What if it's just a little off? There's a show called Be Right Back on Black Mirror. I don't know if you watch that show. A lot of these things on Black Mirror are coming true. It's insane. I saw it 5 years ago. I was like, oh, that's never going to happen. And then here we are, Be Right Back. The boyfriend dies in a car accident. They just got married. The boyfriend dies in a car accident. She's grieving. There's this new technology allows them to basically create a avatar
version.
In life, though. They added it had hands and it was a real person. But it would do little things to where it was just not the same. And it made her go insane. And by the end of the episode, I won't ruin it for you, but they just have this avatar digital thing in the attic just sitting there because it's just not... Yeah, it's not him.
We're gonna go shut him off.
Yeah,
I think I'm still not quite sure what the ghost is.
Okay, think of the ghost as a box of all that encompasses your digital, everything that you've sent out, everything that's on the public domain, and maybe even private. It's
there whether or not I create it or not.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, it's taking everything that you've created, this podcast.
So somebody else could make my ghost.
Correct.
Okay.
Which is why we need to figure out, okay, what do we do with these boxes of everybody's essence? What do we do with them? Who owns them? Do we allow them to exist in perpetuity? There's just a lot of questions that I'm a little bit, I feel like there needs to be some research done to this particular topic.
Okay, so this is really it feels meta. It feels like, oh, this will never happen. But we're talking about it is happening. And there are a lot of things that we can do to safeguard against certain things. But ultimately, one of the reasons why you're learning a lot of this stuff, and one of the reasons why we're talking about it here, is because we want to help people figure out ways to utilize this in marketing and delivering a message that allows it to become more efficient and easier for someone to do. Like I said, UPS CEO, wants to record a message for his people instead of having to do that in a studio like this and a camera and a crew and all that stuff. If he had his own digital twin, he could write out what he wants to say, send it to the people that send out their internal messages and go, here's a message from our CEO, which makes it so much more personal and connected. Are you finding that more people are wanting to do things like this with this technology in order to reach their consumer or their workers or whatever?
I think that the novelty of it, it's like being able to see not just your, the Snapchat or Facebook avatar that creates where you're like, oh, that was cool and cheeky and fun or whatever, but being able to see the real you, like talking about whatever topic that you type in for it to talk about is pretty like mind-blowing. Talk about meta like that. But I think that like what you talked about, we at Taptico like to utilize it for efficiencies and for marketing. And we do it for both, like internal, if for the CEO example, but also for people that don't want to get on camera. Like we have clients that just most people are not comfortable on camera. Like we have 3 dudes, me, you, and Nick, that just happen to be, we kind of like it, but most people aren't. And in order to get their message across, it's just, let's utilize this bleeding edge of technology in order to kind of see what happens.
Yeah. What do you expect? What do you expect in regards to, I'm thinking small business.
Yeah.
Obviously, we use the analogy, or not the analogy, the example of the CEO of UPS, a big company. But what do you think, like the likelihood of like small businesses are going, hey, people want to have a connection with my brand through me as a human, but I don't have the time or the ability to speak to those people on camera, or like you said, are a little bit shy, camera shy or whatever. How much do you think that'll actually become a part of the way people communicate through their branding and marketing?
I think that it will be to be determined.
Yeah.
I think that people, we've talked about it before on several episodes, that people are always going to crave that human creativity and that human like connection. And if they kind of sniff that it's not them, they may kind of put their eyes up, or they may kind of question it. But I think for general stuff, people, that will become the norm. For instead of having like a spokesperson say something that's maybe not meant to like reach me on an emotional level,
right?
They have it from the CEO.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of the same tagline, or they're getting the same message across. But
what's the expense of something like this? For me to create a digital clone of myself and be able to send out messages or create it in any of the marketing that I wanted to do, like what kind of expense is this?
That's a good question. Most of the apps that we talked about in video captions and Higgs Field, there's probably 10 others that do this, maybe 20 others. And it's all depending on a monthly, what their monthly price is and or credits. So it's anywhere from $10 a month. I can do it and basically create an unlimited amount of different, like I can change this shirt to blue and then do another AI twin, because it usually captures what you're wearing in the moment. Or Higgs Field, that it's like you spend a ton of credits and you can really make something that's like even better, and you don't have to necessarily
and what's
change
that?
your voice.
How much is that? $35 a month?
Probably like $100.
So $100 a month. Okay. So anywhere from $10 a month to $100 a month, depending on how often you're going to use it, how much you want to like change the look of it. But you don't have to change the look of it by reshooting yourself. You just have it all, and you can change your outfit.
Correct. With the more expensive stuff, you can change the outfits.
Yeah, and the backdrop, and
you
like
can be on the moon spouting your message.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty amazing. Do you think that you'll use it? Like outside of just...
I feel like I just did. Green Bay Tribble just got on there and, hey, you got it. Yeah, I like to... Anything that we're going to do for our clients, we've got to do it first. We got to, test it on ourselves. So I definitely think that I'll use it, and I want to see the capabilities as compared to the $10 a month thing to the more expensive one, to really see how worth it is for somebody to kind of go the extra mile.
Well, if you're interested in learning more specifically about cloning and digital twins and stuff, you can obviously hit us up directly, and Ghost. You can hit Tribble up directly. You can DM him through all our channels, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all that stuff. You can give us a call. You want us to come in and see how we can set you up, we can do that as well. That's kind of what we're here for here at Taptico. So, hit up our website, hit us with some questions, follow us on our channels, and of course you can hear our podcast not only on YouTube but on all the other podcast networks.
And that's new.
Yep, that's new.
Anywhere you find your podcasts.
Before we sign off, I want to thank Peter and Marnie. Obviously, once again, hosting us for another edition of Dave Learns AI, and we love being here, and we hope that if you're a small business and you're looking to do something like we're doing with a podcast in a studio, we'd be happy to set you up with Pete and Marnie. These guys are great.
Yeah, there's no better way to say your message than with microphones in front of you and in a professional space. So,
and just so you know, this whole thing was digital twins.
Yeah. Cue the Star Trek us going away.
All right, check us out, taptico.co, and we'll catch you next week.